Hello everyone, I'm back again. We are going to discuss organizing our embellishments. So I'm going to kind of be at the stand hold position. We're going to let Danielle kind of rest. Her's feeling under the weather still. So I want to discuss with you about organizing embellishments. When I first tell you what you're going to do, y'all are going to think I have completely lost my mind. But I want to reassure you that when I finally, after a few weeks, got through this and got these embellishments organized, I use my embellishments a whole lot more. I mean, I actually have had to purchase brads here lately and eyelets, and you're like, no way, man, those would last me years. I thought the same thing until I got organized in this manner. This is something you could easily do. You know, you've got, I guess by Sunday, I'm not sure when Danielle's going to get this up, after Super Bowl, but I don't know, for some of you ladies it's NASCAR. Yeah, I'm thankful I'm going to be studying during NASCAR this year. Last year I was completely going crazy. So it's something you can do in front of the TV. You don't have to sit yourself and, you know, force yourself unless you want to get it done. I have found that when I'm organizing, though, if I tell myself I've only got 15 minutes before I have to go somewhere or do something, I get so much done a lot faster because you don't have that shiny things or the ADHD like I have kicking in where you're like, oh, and you're going all over the place. So I brought an example to show you. Here is a little packet of buttons I found when I was breaking down a kit last night. I have one of these great little egg crates. Now you can get like a couple of the dozen egg crates like you buy for your eggs at home and use those as well. I've been using this a lot, and it has some holes in it, as you can see throughout, because I've taken it to people's houses and helped them organize their stuff as well. So what I do is in each one of these little sections I pick a color, and like I have a handful of buttons. Hope you can see those. And I just put the colors into each of these sections. If you're doing this on the floor, you're going to have kids kicking it, or if you saw my last vlog video, the dog who thinks that he doesn't get any attention in this house, which I reassure you, he is not neglected at all whatsoever. But sometimes they think they are, and sometimes the kids do, and you may get interrupted. You could start this project while you've got dinner in the oven and work on it, and the timer goes off and you have to go down there. But when you're on a limited amount of time, it seems like it's easier to get things done in a quicker manner. I've started a thing that I've learned about taking 15 minutes of each day and cleaning one part of my house or cleaning one section of my house. And it's amazing if you just spend 15 minutes each day on one little section. I used to clean the whole entire bathroom, and if I didn't have time to clean the whole entire bathroom, then I didn't do it at all, and it just got really bad. So, you know, if you spend 15 minutes wiping down a counter or 15 minutes cleaning the tub once a week, then everything kind of tends to stay consistent and clean all the time, and one room doesn't take a back seat. And the same goes with your scrapbook supplies. When you leave to go to a pajama crop, when you go to a friend's crop, when you go to Cropaganza, when you go to crop camp, any place, you want to go there and get stuff done. You don't want to be sorting through all your stuff and digging through sacks, and it's like, oh, here's the sack I bought 6 months ago. You want to use that stuff. You want to have that excitement of being able to use it. So, like right down in here, it just took a few minutes while I was talking to you, and we've got the buttons divided by color. I also have done all of my letters by, like the single chipboard letters, by color, or not by color, but by letter as well. But I'm going to show you a couple of these, and Stephanie, hint, hint, I need some new bags, but, because my bags are getting a little full. But here's an example. I'm going to dump these out. I want you to know this is going to give me a heart attack because I don't have to scoot all these back in, but I want Danielle to come get a shot on these. When I... Oops. Y'all tend to get a little excited up here. Did you see, like, it rocked the whole table when I had to dump these out for you guys? When I go to finish up a page after I've got my paper on, my pictures on, and I'm getting ready to embellish, I know what color I want to embellish with. And I'm going to get overwhelmed if I go to a bag that has 15 different colors in it, and I'm not going to know, oh, I want to embellish it with a flower. So what I do is if I know I want to embellish like with green, then I will just dump out all my green, and these are all my green embellishments. So I'm like, oh, I could use a flower, or I've got a little fuzzy brad, or I've got these cute little safety pins. I have used my embellishments so much more since I went to this process. I can't even tell you how great it is. Granted, it's a long process to get there, and it will take some commitment, But you'll be so much happier when you get to that point of your page and you dump out your embellishments and you're like, oh, I forgot I had that. So if you know if you're going to, embellish with green or if you're going to embellish with blue, then you can just dump these out on the table and you'll have, I can't dump that one out because I don't want to have to clean it up. Then you'll know that you have those. I always take my Clip It Up with me. I pack my pages, so we're going to discuss that further on in these videos. But my Clip It Up always goes with me. So I will always have all my green embellishments, and you're not picking those out and putting them with page kits. You always have them grouped together. So that way when you go to finish up that page and you're ready to embellish it, you can embellish it by color. Another thing that I do is any of my letters that are like chipboard letters, plastic letters, so forth, I have them by each letter. Most of the time I don't spell out a whole title with all chipboards. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Most of the chipboards I leave for like the title. So an example of this little bag is I've got some like Heidi Swap Ghost letters. See, this is how I know things by company. Making Memories, Heidi Swap, Making Memories, Heidi Swap. Yes, there is a pattern going here. Heidi Swap, obviously. But this way, when I go to put a title on a page and I need an A, then I go to my little bag here that has the A's and the B's in it. And I automatically can do it. I'm not digging and digging. The only time I repetitively use a whole like name or a whole title is with letter stickers. With these, I usually use like the first one, or if I want to mix it up, and I don't use the same ones to consistently. We all know that after a while you start, I mean, look at my daughter Carly. For some reason, when she was born, I wasn't a scrapbooker. I would have never given her double E's at the end of her name because, oh my gosh, and I even considered doing double L's at first, and her dad talked me out of it. Thank God, because if you're a scrapbooker, you think twice what you name your child, considering what kind of little letters fall in there. And it's a nightmare. Plus, her middle name's Jean. So if you do her first name and her last name, that's 3 E's. Now, can you imagine how many pieces of E's you wipe out on a letter sheet? It is unbelievable. Like the one that she used in my Jenny Bolin, she did her whole first name, middle name, and last name. That took 4 E's, ladies. 4 E's. So that thing's pretty much done unless I use it for myself. So anyways, back to the letters and to the embellishments. Pretty much everything except for ribbons is divided by color. I'm still working on the whole ribbon thing, and that's something I'm researching for you guys as well. So once they go to the Clip It Up, as you can see, I have my alphabets in this section here, and then we go by colors here, so that each color represents. Now, I didn't divide my whites and my tans and my browns. I call those the naturals. So, like when somebody's over here scrapbooking with me and they need a, like a brass button, I tell them it's in my naturals section. And this is the naturals. This is your whites, your browns, your tans, your clears, that type of thing. So, Danielle's going to get a little shot of that. Just so you can kind of see that, because that's how I remember the naturals, is by that. And this is my, what I call my industrial, because it's the blacks, it's the silvers, it's your your metals. Also some little tape. I've got it hanging, as you can see. I've got my Clip It Up with the clips. These are my pink buttons, and then I've got some pink tapes that go along with it. That way when I go to embellish that page, all my pinks are together. See, Stephanie, I need a new bag. This is a zippy. How pitiful is that? My other one broke and split. Obviously not very many purples, even considering the house that we're in. Clip It Up is going to be something we're going to go over with as well. It's on the list, so if you have questions about what you see today, please go ahead and ask. And I think that's it. Thanks for coming to visit, and I'll see you guys next time.